Language Learning Series, How Jet Li Mastered English.
So, what if I told you that one of the world's biggest action stars learned English as an adult with basically zero background on a shoestring budget and with a method so simple it's almost unbelievable? Yeah, this isn't just a story about language. It's a masterclass in how to learn anything when the stakes are sky high. Let's get into how he did it. You ever feel that? It's a feeling so many of us have. We tell ourselves, I'm too old, or my brain isn't as flexible as it used to be, or just, I missed the boat. It's a really powerful story we tell ourselves, but is it actually true?
You see, when it comes to learning a new language, especially when you're an adult, we're all taught these fundamental rules that feel like they're set in stone.
And we've all heard them, right? First, there's the age myth. Your brain is a sponge when you're a kid, but it just gets harder over time. Second, the environment myth. You have to live in the country to really speak the language. And third, the foundation myth. You gotta master all the grammar and the basics before you can even think about speaking. These ideas, they stop a ton of people before they even start. Well, that's exactly where our story kicks off. Just imagine being at the absolute top of your game in your own country, but a total, complete beginner in the language you need for your next massive opportunity.
And this wasn't some casual hobby for him. No, this was a high-pressure, career-defining moment with a deadline that was coming up fast.
So picture it, 1997. Jet Li is an absolute legend in Asia. So when Hollywood calls with a role opposite Mel Gibson in a huge blockbuster movie, it's the chance of a lifetime. The only catch? The contract was already signed, the shoot was on the calendar, and he didn't speak a single word of English. He had to figure it out, and he had to do it fast.
So, what did he do? Did he go out and hire an army of elite tutors? Did he enroll in some fancy, state-of-the-art language program? Nope. He used a method that was so humble, so primitive, it's almost hard to wrap your head around. And here it is. This is the key. He didn't try to learn English. His entire universe, his entire goal was boiled down to just one thing: 6 pages of a script. His dialogue for the entire movie. That's it. Nothing more and nothing less.
Now, what's so wild about this is just how simple it all was. Here's a global icon, worth millions, and he's using tools you could find at a garage sale. First, he started with kids' flashcards, just learning the alphabet from scratch, no ego at all. Second, he got a friend to record his 6 pages of lines onto a cheap $30 tape recorder. And third, so he wouldn't disturb his wife, he'd lock himself in the bathroom at night for hours just listening and repeating those same lines over and over and over.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? He completely shed the movie star identity and just fully embraced being a total beginner. He let himself be a kid again, which, as we're about to see, was the secret key that unlocked everything for him. So why did this bizarrely simple method work so well, especially when so many of us struggle with all the fancy apps and expensive classes out there? Well, it's because, without even realizing it, Jet Li had built a system that perfectly dismantled the 4 biggest roadblocks that stop adult learners dead in their tracks. And this just lays out the genius of it perfectly. First, you've got identity protection. That's our adult fear of looking stupid. He just destroyed that by using children's flashcards. He accepted he was a beginner. Done. Second, fragmented time. We all have busy lives, right? His solution? Creating that sacred, focused block of time in the bathroom. Brilliant. Third, the classic input-output imbalance. Where we listen and read and consume, but we never actually speak. His little recorder forced him into constant output. Listen, repeat. Listen, repeat. And finally, method hopping. That thing where we're always looking for the next best trick. He couldn't do that. His goal was so finite and so clear. Just master these 6 pages. So yeah, he survived Lethal Weapon 4. But this story isn't just about one movie. That 6-page foundation, it became the launch pad for an absolutely incredible journey, one that compounded over nearly 3 decades. Let's jump to the timeline, and you'll see just how this thing grew. Just look at this progression. It's amazing. In 1998, he's just trying to get through his lines. Just a few years later, in 2001's The One, he's playing 2 different characters, which needs 2 totally distinct English tones. Jump forward to 2008, and he's having full, natural conversations on screen with Jackie Chan. And then, the ultimate proof. By 2026, he's on a podcast, not just speaking, but discussing incredibly deep, philosophical topics: life, death, illness. He went from 6 pages of script to pure philosophical expression. That is an astounding transformation.
Okay, so what does this mean for us? Jet Li's story isn't just something to admire. It's a blueprint. We can actually distill his so-called primitive method into a simple, actionable challenge that really any of us could start today.
I mean, think about it. He had a $30 recorder and a bathroom. We have a supercomputer sitting in our pocket. The tools have gotten so much better, but the principles, they are exactly the same.
So here's how you can do it. First, you find your own 6 pages, a 3-minute audio clip of something you're really interested in. For 10 days, just listen to it 3 times a day. That's it. Then on day 11, you start shadowing. Listen and repeat. Maybe slow it down a bit. And record yourself so you can hear the difference. This is your bathroom moment. Then on day 14, you recite what you can remember. To the mirror, to a friend, whatever. You've now finished 1 full cycle. And on day 15, you find a new 3-minute clip and you just start again.
You see, this method isn't really just about language. It's about breaking down any huge, overwhelming goal into something so small, so manageable, that you literally can't help but succeed. So the only question left is, what's that one small, definable thing you want to master? What will be your 6 pages?